Hey crafters, Lisa here from Fun Stuff Crafts. So glad you could join me for another Inspiration Friday. So this week I've got a really fun couple projects for us. So I wanted to share some of my thrift store shopping and some of the things you can do with items you find at the thrift store and you can upcycle. So I hope you stay tuned today. I've got two projects for you. One of the projects has got a variety of 3 options you can do, so make sure you stay tuned. And thanks so much for stopping by my channel. I'm so glad you stopped by today. Fun Stuff Crafts is all about trying to inspire you to want to create things. And every Friday I try to upload a video. That's why we call it Inspiration Friday. So if you're not a subscriber, please click on the subscribe button down below. And if you click on that bell, YouTube should alert you each time I upload a new video. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. So give me a second, we'll get our camera angle changed and we are going to do some thrift store upcycling. Hey crafters, Lisa here from Fun Stuff Crafts. So glad you could join me for another Inspiration Friday. So this week I want to show you some of the crafts that I've been able to make with my thrift store finds. I have had so much fun going out and doing some antiquing with my husband and some thrift store shopping that I thought it would be really fun to show you what I found and then what I made. So we're going to have a couple projects this week. The first find I picked up was, what do you guys think these are? These guys are bamboo register covers that I actually picked up at Habitat for Humanity. So I picked up 4 of them for $10. So I'm going to show you what we're going to make out of these. And then the next thing I picked up are just a round cylinder of wood and a wood cup that is totally hollow. So we're going to take these items, we're going to combine them with a few other items, and we're going to make some really fun projects. So give me a second, I'll get my camera angle changed, and we're going to get making these thrift store upcycle projects. Okay, so the first project we're going to work on is these register covers that I picked up. And you know, I really tossed and turned about what to make out of these. I thought maybe I could use them as a frame. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. So this is the idea that I came up with. So these come apart. So the very first thing I decided to do is to glue this piece in. So I've done that on this one already. So I've glued this in so it's in there nice and steady. And then what I thought would be fun is to add some feet, and I'm going to make a really cute tray out of this one. So I picked up these balls, and I'll show you guys a close-up. I hope you can see that. They're got a flat side to them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my E6000 and I'm going to use my glue gun to put these little feet on. So I'm going to go ahead and do my E6000 first. Okay, and then I'm just going to put a dab of glue down for the glue gun. And the glue gun just helps adhere it quick right away. And I'm going to place these right in the corners, you guys. And the whole idea is these are just going to make cute little trays. And I think what I want to do is I also am going to give them a coat of paint, and then we'll maybe distress them. So we'll play it by ear as we decide what we're going to do on this project, but can't wait to see how they turn out. You know, you never know when you're out thrift store shopping what you might find, or I love to go to Habitat for Humanity. I actually volunteer for our local one, and they've just got some of the greatest things that you can find. So if you guys have never been into a Habitat for Humanity, I definitely recommend that you go check it out. So this one I'm gonna let set and dry, and then we're gonna come back and we're going to give it a coat of paint. So the idea is once it's dry, I'm gonna flip it over, but I'm gonna wait until it's good and dry, and then we will move on to the next step of this project. So I have to admit, I'm not quite sure what happened to the video, but I did apply a chalk paint to this register, and you can see I used a linen white on the first one, and then this one has got a really pretty gray. I did use a spray chalk paint for each one of these, and I think they turned out so cute. Okay, so let's start on our next thrift store upcycle. So I had showed you guys at the beginning of the video, I got these two wooden things. One is a round cylinder and one is a wooden cup. And I thought it would be fun to add some terracotta saucers and make some candle holders. I also picked up, just as another variety, I picked up this cute little candle holder that's made of just wood from Michael's. So I thought we'd do three combinations of what you could do to make some candle holders. So what I did is I picked up these saucers. These are the 4-inch saucers, and I picked these up from Michael's. They're 79 cents, so they're really reasonable. And so what we're going to do is we are going to add them. One of them we're going to do turn upside down for a base, and then we're going to put one on top, and then you guys will just see the different variety of how this is going to turn out, which each of the three options. So the first step in this project is we need to glue our pieces together. So I'm going to do, just like I did on the first project, a combination of my E6000 and my glue gun. Just helps it adhere really quick. Now, one thing, make sure you do is these normally come with labels. You want to remove your labels. You never want to glue on top of labels. So I'm going to go ahead and put my E6000, and I am going to put it on the cylinder so I know exactly where it needs to go. I'm going to put a good coat of it on. And then I'm going to put a coat of my glue gun glue on. And then we're just going to place it. Now I've got this saucer turned upside down. Just think it gives a better base. And I'm just going to eyeball it that I get it nice and centered and pushed down. Okay? Then I'm going to take the next one, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put my E6000 on first. And then I'm going to do my glue gun. Learned that trick. I had a viewer actually comment on that for me, saying make sure you always put your glue gun part on last, because it dries faster. Okay? So this saucer I'm putting right side up. Okay? So there's our first one put together. So let's do the same thing for the little cup. This cup is just so cute. I'm going to show my age here, but it reminds me of something that you would have seen on Gilligan's Island. Or maybe in Hawaii, having a cup, a drink. And so we're going to do the same thing here. Now this one's going to be a little bit trickier because there is definitely a lip on this cup. So I'm going to add, should have done that before I put the glue gun in there. I'm going to add another coat, and we're going to put that one just like that. Okay? Now the tricky part is going to be just the rim of this cup. Okay? So once again, I'm just going to do my E6000 all the way around. If it goes inside the cup, don't necessarily want that, but we're going to be okay because no one's going to see it. Add a little bead of glue gun to get quick adherence. Okay, and again, I'm going to turn this one right side up. Now once we add in our paint, oh, I just can't wait to see how cute these turn out. Okay, and then our last one. And our last one is actually made to be a candle holder, but I just want to add a little bit extra to it. So we're going to do our E6000 again. Put that all the way around. Add some glue to it. And this one fits perfect on the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing here. Okay, and then I'll add my glue gun. Just about out of glue, so perfect timing for my last one going on. Gonna add that top. Okay, and there we go, you guys. So we've got our 3 all glued. So I'm gonna wait and let that dry, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna paint these candle holders. Okay, you guys, remember how we glued these together? They are all dry, and I chose to paint 2 of them white, and I've got one this really pretty teal. So we're gonna put another technique on 2 of these. This one I've decided I'm gonna leave just like it is. I really like just the straight, basic white finish. So this one is good to go, and so we're gonna put that one off to the side. These 2, I wanna show you a couple techniques of some things you can do. And so let's start with this one. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take some of our paint, we are gonna add in baking soda of all things, and it is gonna give this candle holder more of a rough or almost like a plaster look. So what you need to do that is, I like to start out with just a bowl. I am gonna go ahead and put some of my rubber gloves on just to keep my hands clean. I always have these on hand, you guys. They're just so nice. Saves a lot of scrubbing of fingers when I'm all done. I'm gonna go ahead and just use white. This is the Apple Barrel Outdoor Gloss white paint is what I'm going to do. So I'm just gonna put some of that in my bowl, okay? And then what I'm gonna do is I am going to add 2 tablespoons of baking soda, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in, and you can put more if you want more consistency, but I'm just gonna start with that. And you wanna make sure you mix it up really good. And it starts to look like it's not mixing, but just give it some time, and it really starts to come together. Now, you guys could use like sand if you wanted. I just love the idea of being able to use stuff that I have around the house. And I definitely had some baking soda in the cupboard, okay? So I'm just gonna go ahead and go just like that, okay? And then what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna use a chip brush that I picked up, and we are gonna add that to this vase, and it is just gonna give it really almost like that cement look, you guys. I mean, it definitely has a grainy look to it. Gives me the ability to really fill in around where that terracotta bottom was. But I'm just gonna be really generous with the paint, and we'll see what this one looks like when it's all done. It's kind of fun to add different finishes when you're doing things. I saw someone had done this, and they actually put a gray paint with it, and so it really almost came out like a cement finish, which was really neat. I just love just a basic white. I just think it always looks so clean when you have, you know, decorations with that, and then you can add your splash of color with the candle if that's what you'd like to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and be really generous here with this. I'm not even going to try to smooth it out. In fact, I'm taking, as you guys can see, I'm taking my brush and kind of making little peaks with it. So I'm just going to do that all throughout. Okay. And then we'll do the top part, and then we'll let this one dry. And we'll see what our finish looks like. That one have a nice dry, and we'll see what it comes out like. Next, we'll work on the teal one. Okay, now with the teal one, what I want to do is I have painted this completely with the teal. What we're going to do now is we're going to experiment with some of the Dixie Belle Best Dang Wax there is, and I picked up the white. Now, the instructions say to use a lint-free rag, which I'm going to do, and it says just to wipe on small amounts. So I'm going to go ahead and just wipe on a small amount. And then once I have it wiped on, what it says to do is wait about 15 minutes, and then we're going to buff it off. So this is going to be really fun to see what this looks like once we get it all buffed off. So you guys, next time you're at a thrift store, you know, grab some candle holders or create your own, just like we did with the terracotta pots and my, you know, the wood that I found. Or, like I said, this base, the main part of this base, I picked up at Michael's, and then added the terracotta pot piece to it. So you guys can get creative with it, but this will be really interesting to see what this looks like. Changes the color a little bit and kind of gives it that farmhouse look. Just turn it right upside down and get it all done. Okay, we'll wait about 15 minutes. I think I've got it pretty well covered here, and I'll join you back and we'll buff this baby out and we'll see what this candle holder looks like. Okay, so let's get buffing this and see how this actually looks with this wax. Just anxious to see what my candle holder is going to look like. So probably just going to fast forward through this, you guys, but you guys will be able to watch me buff it all out. So I think that turned out really cute. Got a little bit more buffing I'm gonna do, but I will make sure I give you a close-up view of all three of my upcycled candlesticks. So I had so much fun upcycling these candlesticks, And here is the one, it's kind of got like a plaster finish to it. And then I've got the one where I used the white wax and buffed it out. And then the last one, I just left plain with the white chalk paint. So I hope you enjoyed this upcycle with some candle holders. And I do want to note the candles that I've got up top there are from a family friend that owns a company called Urban Flame. And she has got the greatest candles, and there's so many different scents that you can choose from. So I highly recommend you check her out and see if you can find some candles you would like. But make sure you upcycle a candle holder to be able to hold some of her beautiful candles. So as a recap, here are those bamboo register covers that I turned into these cute little trays. And then of course, our candle holders that we did upcycling with the terracotta pot lids and the wood cylinders I had. I'm so glad you joined me for another Inspiration Friday. If you're looking for other DIY projects, don't forget to check out my blog at funstuffcrafts.com. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up.